What is up, guys? Fódlan here. Welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Last time we did chapter 10. It felt mostly like filler. There was a little bit of the Arval connection set up to like those who live in the dark. But beyond that, like how the chapter started and the actual mission itself were fairly disconnected, it felt. But we're jumping into chapter 10 and presumably doing a paralogue today. Reprisal.
Azure Gleam. Reprisal.
Okay.
Having repelled the forces of the Western Church, the Kingdom and Alliance armies joined together to launch a large-scale coordinated attack on the Empire. Preparing to assault a key Imperial position, the Kingdom army uses northeastern Gert territory as a bridgehead to press further south. Meanwhile, a reliable ally returns to their side.
Which is, they say a reliable ally. It should just be
It's good to see
Rodrigue.
you safely
Yeah.
back, Rodrigue. I understand matters have begun to settle down in the West.
He was mentioned at the end of the chapter. He's like, oh, Rodrigue should be returning. He's like, okay, yeah.
They have. It took more than a few lengthy inquiries, but I believe we finally excised the foul seed of discord from our soil. And the changes at the top of houses Gideon, Mateus, and Elidor should ensure it never takes root again.
So they're keeping their territories then? I would have expected us to remove them completely after what they did.
Such is easier said than done. Our prior situation with House Kleiman took time as well.
Yes. Replacing the head of a territory always brings dissenters crawling out of the woodwork to oppose it. Be they nobles or commoners.
At least now we won't have to worry about our land descending into chaos behind us. We can't just keep repeating the same mistakes. I must say, though, I'm surprised this all went as smoothly as it did.
I did used to be the eminent Duke Fraldarius, remember? I have just a bit of experience with these things.
In any case, we must turn our gaze eastward. How's the Alliance holding up?
According to Gustav's report, Claude is holding out for the perfect opportunity to advance his army. Naturally, they don't favor their chances in a head-on clash with the famed Count Burgleys.
Nah, well, I don't see an issue. We fought him. He was nothing. I mean, to be fair, we we fought him with Looney Tunes tactics, but you know.
So, for the time being, they intend to feign a deadlock and slowly dwindle away the enemy forces.
It seems the decision to reclaim the monastery was a shrewd one then. It's our best path forward.
I know we're slated to advance on Hevring territory, but shouldn't we hold off till the Alliance can come help us too?
No. On the contrary, if we can show our individual might warrants attention, the Empire will have no choice but to dispatch more troops west, which should in turn ease the burden on the Alliance and their army. Claude and I agreed to as much.
The real question is whether we can even trust him. It's impossible to tell if you ask me.
If anything, he might be trying to wear us down. Soften us up so he can beat the stuffing out of us later.
I doubt he would do something like that. At least, not in the midst of pursuing the same goal. But you're right. Claude's tricky to pin down. You can never really tell what he's plotting.
I don't believe we can be too cautious here. We should consider every possible angle.
Agreed. But if the Alliance does try anything, Gustav and the Knights of Seros should be more than enough to thwart their plans.
Also, the fact that we have 4 of the golden deer in our army right now that we could use as political tokens. Because there's no way Claude would do anything while we have a Lawrence of all people with us. It was like, oh, yeah, we'll just take Lawrence hostage? What are you trying to do?
For now, though, we march on. Ready your units.
So, we finally take aim at the Empire in earnest.
Yes. We must finish this swiftly, for the sake of all those caught in the middle.
If you don't mind me asking, Your Majesty, do you have it within you to topple the Emperor? I speak not of military prowess, nor the strength of our army. No. I speak of your emotions.
He's got a point.
I mean, she's your stepsister. Anyone would hesitate to cut down their own family.
She is an old friend as well. Though I doubt she has any recollection of it now. Rodrigue, do you truly think my hand will waver? I, who cleaved my own uncle's head from his shoulders?
I was about to say, yeah, didn't he already do this?
No.
Though,
Seeing as
I
the
feel like this
Empire
one's a
was
bit
involved in the
definitely
tragedy
different.
of Duscur, there is still much I must ask of her. In a way, she and I are no different. Starting wars of our own volition, sending countless innocent lives to the feet of the goddess. However noble one's reasoning may be, a deed like that cannot go unpunished. And if she refuses to yield, then as a king, and one seeking revenge at that, I will take her life.
I'm pleased to hear it. Ah, that reminds me. I meant to give you this earlier.
A letter?
One from Lady Patricia. I uncovered it during our inquiry of Viscount Elidor.
From my stepmother.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I have already examined its contents. The letter contains no new information of note. That said, I expect you'll find the subject matter quite disturbing indeed, Your Majesty.
I see. I will read it later then.
okay.
Oh, Dimitri. Have you read that letter from your stepmom yet?
Yes, I have. It was a missive requesting the then Viscount Elidor's cooperation in her conspiracy against my father. She claimed he would have much to gain from the king's elimination, all while shrewdly expressing sympathy with his objections to the reforms. I had it investigated for signs of forgery as a precaution, but such a search returned nothing. The letter is authentic.
Meaning your stepmom was a willing participant in the tragedy of Duscur. She sent so many to die, and would have done the same to her own stepson if all had gone according to plan.
All out of the desire to see her daughter again. Or so Cornelius said.
Or so Cornelia said. That's the kicker, because it does sound like with Cornelia, definitely some sort of body possession has been alluded to. And it kind of feels like that's what they're going towards with the stepmom as well, potentially.
The wretch's words deserve little weight, but I believe she spoke true. In every memory I hold of my stepmother, she was always looking past me, as if the one she truly cared for was somewhere else entirely.
Or maybe it was just like a manipulation from the then possessed Cornelia. I mean, but yeah, also fair.
I can't imagine how that must have felt for you. But I'm sure it wasn't easy for your stepmom either, separated from her family like that.
Indeed. I don't forgive her for how she treated me, but I suppose the blame doesn't lie solely with her. Still, being faced with such plain evidence of her crimes is a difficult thing to come to terms with. I had once thought her among those I would avenge, yet now she lies squarely in the path of my fury.
Pretty heavy stuff, yeah.
I can tell you're troubled as well.
You can see straight through me, huh? Guess that's what 3 years together will do. It's Myson, that dark mage from before. He was familiar with my power somehow. And yeah, I know you said you trust me, but I'm not so sure I even trust myself anymore. I just can't stand not knowing the truth. Who am I, really?
No matter what answer awaits, I will continue to place my trust in you. That hasn't changed.
But what if I transform and attack you?
I would do whatever I must to restrain you, naturally. Failing that, I'd... Forgive me. It helps no one to utter such words.
It's fine. If nothing else, the threat of death is good motivation for me to get this power under control.
Have you lost your mind? It almost sounds like you'd be okay with him killing you.
I mean, a lot of people would be like, yes, please.
I don't want to die, of course.
Murder me.
But if it was between that and killing a friend, I know which one I'd pick.
Okay. Wow. kind of a heavy intro to the chapter, and we will continue on with next episode, of course, because today we got whatever Paralog pops up. Oh, we probably also got to pick, because we have, yeah, we unlocked this last chapter. So what battle suggestions do we got to choose from?
What about this?
Material.
What about this?
What do you think of this?
Oh, okay. It was like the first two, everything's already maxed. Those don't do anything.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Now then.
I do eat every chapter. Not using any ingredients. Hell yeah. That's very strong. Rodrigue is back. Let's go ahead and immediately jump to the war map real quick. See whose Paralog exactly we are tackling. Raiders from the north. Dimitri, Sylvain. Ooh, okay. I wonder if we get the Lance of Ruin. It was mentioned a Paralog last episode. I was like, yeah, we don't have that yet. But Dimitri's also involved. Okay. Cool. Let me go get a few things situated, and in we shall go. Okay, so it's time. Raiders from the north, perhaps hoping to take advantage of the trouble brewing within the kingdom. The people of Shreng launch an invasion from the north. Dimitri rides out with his best soldier to intercept. Okay.
Whew. There may not be snow here, but the wind still settles right in your bones.
Make sure to stay warm, all right? It's often coldest in places without snow.
Apologies for dragging you so far north, and then saddling you with reconnaissance duties. Still, how are things looking?
Thought for sure we'd see signs of the enemy by now, but I've got nothing. You really think those Shreng folks are coming over these mountains? Seems like a pretty risky plan.
Oh, they will come. It's in their nature.
And if I know their leader, this will be a much larger raid than normal.
Oh? Ask about the leader?
This leader sounds like a big deal.
Yes, he's quite well versed in Fódlan's culture and military strategy alike.
After he was surrendered to Margrave Gautier as a prisoner of war, he was held here for some time. The Margrave lost his wife to the Shreng offensive, and I know he harbored many ill feelings towards their people. But he also hoped to improve relations between the two peoples, and thusly treated his prisoner well, teaching him our language and customs. Sadly, the prisoner did not appreciate the effort. He fled Margrave Gautier at his first opportunity and scurried back home.
But if Shreng offered him as a hostage, why would they welcome him back?
It's all a bit muddled and unclear. Father dispatched men to find out the truth of the matter, but everyone feigned ignorance.
Still, he now leads the Shreng forces, which means they must have at least some respect for the man. Doubtless, they were pleased when he walked in the door with inside knowledge of Fódlan practically oozing from his pores.
You've got one interesting neighbor, I'll give you that. Things are tougher in the north than I thought.
I'm glad you've come to understand our situation, at least in some small part.
Our preparations
Hello.
are complete, Father. Perhaps it's time we gather the generals?
Yes. Once everyone is here, we'll depart for the Ruska Mountains and take shelter at the stronghold in the foothills.
That stronghold again? We're practically retracing the entire northern campaign at this point.
Yes, that is where hostilities began, isn't it? Your Majesty, House Gautier should have been able to handle this situation ourselves. Pray forgive me for dragging you into it.
Not at all. Gautier and Fraldarius have long been allies in the fight against the forces of Shreng. It is only right that the leader of House Blathid should come to your aid in a time of such crisis. I'll be counting on you and Sylvain as well.
Don't worry, we'll send these folks packing.
Great. In that case, maybe I'll kick back and let you do all the... Kidding. Kidding. Of course, I'll give this everything I have. Well, except my life. I'll be keeping that.
I'll do my best as well, Margrave. Though, having ceded the Fraldarius title to my son, I fear I'm not but a common military man now.
Yeah, I also, he's level like 14 or something. He was level 11, and then I gave him what money I had, which wasn't much. I'm immediately making him an adjutant. And hopefully I can, and he's not gonna be like a temporary green unit, because he'll probably die.
False modesty ill suits you, Rodrigue. Now let's all go out there and make our king proud.
All right. Oh man, we are surrounded. Okay. Well, yeah. He's not green, so we're good there. Just gotta worry about the mark. Oh, he's level 72. He's fine. He's fine. Also, he's not even using his. He's using an axe. Not even using the Lance of Ruin. All right. We got 12 minutes, 1,600 enemies. Let's just get it going.
Brave soldiers of Fog.
Brave soldiers of Argus. Yes, yes.
We
Hold
must
on.
act now.
I think I'm gonna
Let us
put.
catch them. We must act now, before the worry sets in.
Because we still need the support here, so I'm gonna put Rodrigue with Shez.
But I'll hear you loud and clear. I'll make sure
You go out there, Dimitri.
We will proceed as
Doesn't
planned.
matter really where Dimitri goes. Just tenderize some people, you know.
We must strive to perform to
Shez,
the
Not a problem.
you. Oh,
Not a problem.
You.
I've got this.
Yes. I task you now with this. Defeat the forces of Srang and prove your might anew.
okay. Shreng generals infiltrated the fortresses. Defeat them. That's a lot all at once. Okay, hold on.
Let's take the stronghold.
Is he base captain? Oh, he got thrown.
We'll
Is
settle
he? Oh, there we go. He got scooped up.
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
Okay, and that should have killed the general. Yeah, let's go to Sylvain. And then let's tell you to deal with this guy. Dimitri. Yeah. You can stay there for a second.
same battlefield where my father once fought.
And repeating the same fight as well. Not sure how I feel about that one.
Dang. Combo wore out. Alright, Bolganut. Despite Sylvain's colors, he is a holy knight right now, which is kind of sick. There we go. Don't drop. Okay, like don't drop the combo. Keep that extendo lance going. I'm not gonna keep it the whole time because I will swap characters. But like, yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay, Dimitri. It's like I dropped
Hear
it.
you loud and clear.
Go over here.
This moment.
Wheel sweep. Oh, the general from up top came down to say hello. I appreciate that. Very much so. Don't gotta go up out of my way to chase him down and then double back. And Shez is doing things still. Wheel sweep there. Oh. Let's
I
just
refuse to hold back.
pop everything in this corridor.
You won't stop me.
There we go. Wheel sweep behind me. Just kind of scoop up the small dudes. Atrocity. Pops this guy.
I feel as though I'm fighting alongside the young Margrave and late King once again. It's quite the sensation.
I'm honored you think I stack up to my father. I can't help but feel like I pale in comparison.
Enough of that. You are more than worthy of the comparison. To one day take his place as the Margrave.
Hey, Dimitri's already blazed that time, so he's got to know what he's talking about.
Okay. What I'm hoping is we get gifted the Lance of Ruin after this. Or it'll be some story point. We gotta get it somewhere in this route. Alright, atrocity. Oh, you live. Look at that. Okay, has Shez killed this guy yet? Yeah, this is just
I've got this.
doing random shit up there.
I'm ready to go.
Let's fight you with Sylvain, because we don't use Sylvain as often as I really would like to, but again, there's too many characters. Okay. Oh. Okay, open the gates. So let's see here. Green. Okay. Probably gonna be faced with some sort of guard, something or another. Have you go toward the axe boys.
We will proceed as planned.
Dimitri, run out there, and Sylvain, run out there.
There will be no end if we stay on the defensive.
Yeah, finish that
Perhaps
off.
we should take the fight to our enemy instead.
Seize the strongholds within time limit. Okay, never mind. Go.
Remind me of my father's chess strategies. Wait, I think they might be trying to reach our base.
I was like, I was gonna do some extra.
Take a breather.
Extra cleanup around. If we're on a time limit, never
My
mind.
father's first wife, the one who died in the Srang raids. What was she like?
She was a classmate of ours at the academy, and the star pupil of the Black Eagles.
I understand he earned his Wall of Ice moniker after she was lost.
Indeed. Before that, he was a lively young man, cheerful and friendly to the last.
Okay.
You won't stop me!
There we go. I'm gonna swap to Sylvain. Do the same thing.
Got you! Hey, you tried!
Shrine generals appeared to see. Okay.
That should make things easier, but there's still the commander to deal with.
This payback has been years in the making, Gautier.
That's a lot of dudes.
The one who's as loud as a cannon. That must be who we're looking for.
Not a problem.
Go here. How, okay, we still need to kill 700
Everything is going
enemies.
swimmingly. I doubt even Lambert could find fault with us.
I pray my son isn't causing you or his majesty too much trouble.
All right. So many generals. Let's go, Sylvain. Sick. Okay, can I... Oh, it dropped. Okay. Can I, like, corral a few of these? I see... Let's see, there's you. Here's you. Let's go, like, there.
Got you! Hey, you tried!
Okay, at least one that was in that survived. But that's okay. They did fairly well. Let me...
We will proceed as planned.
Okay.
We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Into.
Leave this to me. It is too soon.
Deal with these ones in the center, especially the ones beating up on the Margrave. Hey, fellas, 3 of you?
We'll do it together.
I'll get rid of that. All right, one of these. I see these guys approaching, huh? Oh, he got behind me. Trying to push him to that general over there, if I can. Probably just die before then. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Sylvain. Sylvain's still doing
I'll make
good.
short work of this.
Okay. Well, the one Dimitri's fighting trying to run away, I think. I just saw the arrow.
You got my back?
I saw 2 HP bars. That was enough for me to just hit the button.
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
Okay. Turn around. Hit all those. All right, Dimitri.
We will proceed as planned.
Go deal with those guys. How are we doing on kills? Okay, that's all I really want care about at this point before we just destroy everything in our path.
Watch and
Go
learn.
back to Sylvain.
I'm unstoppable.
Fine work indeed. I can see why His Majesty has placed his trust in you.
Okay, reinforcements down.
Resounding success.
Sick.
Don't hate us for this. Our way of life hangs in the balance.
Strength Commander is advancing. All right. And that will probably end the mission. We need 70 more before we end things here.
Sylvain! It's been a long time, old friend. I hear your brother kicked off.
Yes, he did. But what do you care? You're the one who left us behind, remember?
I hope I didn't just kill him.
Hey, you tried.
I did. Shit. Did I happen to have 70 people in there?
Too highly of my troops. But I can retreat with my pride intact.
Yeah, and don't come back. Or if you do, at least leave your weapons and soldiers behind.
I'll think about it.
What? What? Let's see. Did I get the... Oh! Okay, there we go. S for the enemies. Good shit. There was enough sitting there. Hell yeah. Don't gotta redo it on my own time. And you can see how little I've actually used Rodrigue. He has just reached 1-star Cavalier. That's what he starts the game with, as is Cavalier. Because all of his training, I've been doing magic things with his training, not actually training his main class. All right, wrap up time.
They descended upon us like a storm.
I've never seen the people of Srang fight with such ferocity.
There was
and their
a
leader
lot,
was a
to
pure
be
terror.
fair.
Still, I thought that man more discerning than to simply attempt to batter his way into Fargus.
Claim the Srang forces underestimate your strength. Assume that someone inside of the Srang forces. Let's go with that.
Sounds like someone lit a fire under them. Probably convinced them this was their chance to take out the kingdom. What with our being occupied with the Empire and all.
But who would this Flamestoker be? Someone from Adrestia, perhaps.
We can't discount Cornelia and her ilk. They're like a bad rash that won't go away.
It will take time to pin down the truth. But even if this is the result of some outside influence on the Srang clans, the fault still lies with me. I never should have educated that man.
Don't blame yourself, Father.
The people of Srang do not speak the language of Fódlan. Had he never learned it...
Yet Sylvain was only able to get through to him as a result of your teachings. And though his words lacked compassion, it was still quite remarkable to hear him speak at all. I was raised to think of the Srang people as demons who emerged unbidden from the snowy tundra. Considering that, exchanging even a few meager sentences with them feels like a miracle.
I agree with His Majesty. We will never achieve peace without understanding each other. And you know we can't end this through sheer force of arms alone, Father.
We already understand our enemy perfectly well. They fight for a port that is not choked with ice, and for land that is warm and fertile. Yet Fargus is hardly a region of abundance, and there is nothing we can spare them. So how exactly do you hope to achieve peace amidst such scarcity?
I don't know, yet. But I'll keep searching for a way, even if it takes my entire life.
You remain as naive as ever, boy.
Matthias, wait!
Well,
apologies, Your Majesty. I will go speak with him. You should make ready to head back.
Great father,
What
huh?
the Margrave says is reasonable, yet I sense an earnestness in your words as well, Sylvain.
Oh, I'm earnest, all right. I'll drag our people kicking and screaming to peace if that's what I have to do.
Sure,
Peace
yeah.
with Srang doesn't sound like some hopeless ideal to me. I'm sure you'll find a way to pull it off.
Thanks. That means a lot.
Regardless, we must eliminate this threat if we ever hope to free ourselves from the power of the relics. Still, there's no reason we must do so through military might and bloodshed, if another way will suffice. I appreciate the way you think, Sylvain. I truly do.
The irony of what he said specifically, free ourselves from the power of the relics. Me, give relic. I want Lance of Ruin. Give it to me now.
And I'm always impressed with how much you hate warfare, considering how good you are at it.
Is your father going to be okay? He didn't exactly take well to your opinion back there.
Trust me, I've been a son for long enough to know that the feelings he keeps private can fill a library. If he really thought I was some kind of naive idiot, he'd have kept it to himself. There's something else weighing on his mind here. I'm certain of it.
There we go. I was waiting for like a good Sylvain shot.
There you are, Matthias.
Do you remember the night of the ball, Rodrigue? Back in our days at the Academy? You, me, and Lambert grew weary of the festivities and stole away to train by ourselves.
How could I forget? The stars in that sky were a true sight to behold. We talked about all sorts of things that night. It was the first time we ever discussed our dreams for the future, and the last as well.
Lambert told us how he hoped to forge a peace between Fargus and the people of Srang in Dusker.
Ha! He certainly did. And once he was named king, the man did his best to see it through. Srang may have been a lost cause, but he worked tirelessly to bring Dusker into the fold.
I called him naive that night. His dreams sounded like the thing of childhood storybooks and cradle tales. But these days, I wonder if I wasn't the naive one. He always took the long view of things, saw the whole continent unfolding before him. But me? I've lost too many over the years, and their blood clouds my vision. I could never see things now as he once did. Could there really be a pathway to peace?
You haven't changed one bit, Matthias. If you regret what you said to Sylvain, I suggest you find him and apologize before this goes any further.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
Hey, we did! Let's go! Hold on. I gotta immediately go unlock its powers, see what it's got hiding. Okay, let's see. Oh, this was the... Oh, wait, we checked that. Yeah, immune to status. Lance of Ruin. What am I... Oh, I'm missing Umbral Steel. That's fine. Impulse. Drastically increases the critical hit rate for combat arts. Huh. Okay. Not bad. Considering combat arts are where most damage comes from, just in general. Good shit. I will get that unlocked in between and be ready to go for next episode. But that is gonna do it. I quite like the ending of that Paralog. Even though the whole Srang stuff is kind of weird, because Srang was like, wasn't their territory stolen from them and they just want it back? But I did like the dialogue interaction between everyone involved. That's gonna do it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.